What is going on, everybody? It is Craig, and I'm back with movie number 96. I think I only got the 5 spots left to get to the 100, taking a little bit of time. So this is Stream from 2024. A lot of the people connected with Terrifier series are involved in this. Also, and maybe more excitedly for me, a lot of horror icons of sorts are involved in this. The Tony Todd, Jeffrey Combs, Danielle Harris, Bill Moseley, etc., etc. I did see Tim Curry listed on IMDb. I might have missed it, maybe blinked, missed it, maybe it was a voiceover. I don't know. I didn't see him, though he was listed. Everyone else I saw. And then you also have other people too. You have like Felissa Rose, Daniel Roebuck, who are lots of fun in this. In fact, and I'm not spoiling this since it's 2000, a brand new release. But I will say Daniel Roebuck had limited screen time. He was only in a couple of scenes, but he might have been my favorite character. He was really, really funny, especially when he's talking about his interactions with the bartender. Now, as far as the movie itself, the premise: people are in a hotel, then all of a sudden they're locked inside, kind of, although, people, they're always out, people knew about that they didn't know to stop, but that's neither here nor there. It's really not specific to the plot. And they have groups of killers going around. You had one really big guy who was a wrestler, although I don't know if he was in any of the mainstream wrestling, and I know he's been in a lot of movies because of his size. You also had two masked, they were all masked, but you have two, they were the brother-sister tandem. David Howard Thornton was one of them, and David Howard Thornton, I give him credit. It was good. He was good in this movie, but he was Art the Clown in this movie in a mask, because doing the mannerisms, things like that. But so be it, hey, if it works, keep doing it. And the other killer, I knew the name of the other killer. I forget off the top of my head, though, the actor who played him. He's popped up in a few other things, too. And then, they start killing. And I will say this about the kills. The kills, some of them were freaking amazing. The practical effects I loved. There's a scene with tic-tac-toe. That's all I'll say. I won't spoil it. That was great. A lot of fun. My only big issue, and it is a big issue with the movie, is this. One of the survivors is way, way too unlikable. And there's really not a redemption arc. It just gets worse for them. And two, people didn't fight back enough. There were a couple people that fought back, and guess what? When they fought back, they win. There's a few people that just oh, you're going to kill me. And then, they're taking the stabs. They're not fighting. They're not biting. They're not... Listen, someone tries to kill me. If they're bigger than me, well, they might be more muscular than me. They're not going to be bigger than me. I'm still fighting. If I have to, I'll take a pistol on them. I'll distract them, and I'll run away. Whatever it is, you got to do something. Who are kid? I'm not running. I'm going to fight them to death, because that's the best way to do it, because otherwise I'll be tired. So this is a movie. I'm going to give this a positive rating for sure, but it's probably one of the weirdest movies I've rated on my series, because the sum of the parts are a lot better than the whole. Alright, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So this isn't a movie I'm going to be like, oh my god, this is getting an 8.5, etc., etc. Rarefied air, which I haven't had many of these at all in this series. But it's definitely a movie that I recommend you watch as a horror fan. I think watching it as a horror fan, Dee Wallace, by the way, Dee Wallace also, and I can't miss her. I have a lot more nostalgia for a lot of these characters. I don't know necessarily if someone who like a 20-year-old horror fan who just got into it, if they'd get the same enjoyment out of the movie. But if they are about practical effects, they would. Let's hope the young generation wants to bring back the practical effects, because they really did a good job of it in this movie. The kills were great. Not all of them. A lot of the kills, they were really, really good. Especially a couple in particular. And again, the effects, they were so well done. Again, like the Terrifier movies, it's one thing you can't take away from the Terrifier. The gore at times might be excessive, and I do think that's the case, and that's not me like the old man, get off my lawn. I like plenty bloody movies, but sometimes it's like, okay, I got you, we get the point. Okay, you peeled off her skin. She's on the bed. She's covered in blood. Does she really have to come back to life? And do you really need to turn her mother's head into a popcorn bowl? But that's Terrifier 2, by the way. It's not this. But that said, I'm going to give this... I'm going to give it a 6. I will. I want it to go a little bit lower. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Let me know what you thought about it. For sure, I will give this as one big... I do have a feeling that Stream will be something you'll start seeing in a lot more of these mystery boxes as they come out. You know, like, because you have so many names, there'll probably be people working on assembling cast sign pieces, etc. Just because a lot of these people pop up at cons pretty frequently. A lot of the names I've mentioned, I have met before. I met Bill Moseley. I recently got my picture taken on him too. Signed some Charles Farm. I met Daniel Harris a long time ago, back in the day. So that's kind of cool. You could revisit them and get those things done. But that's it, folks. Movie number 96. We will get to 100. We'll probably. I'm not going to draw it all out to the end of the year. You know, I'm just waiting for stuff to pop up that I like. So, till we meet again. Peace.